Hello and welcome to our liberal arts presentation. This is for our Reflect, Connect, Engage class, level 100, and it is by Alexis Marshall, Allison Matison, DeNooy, and Kylie Dunn. So to start us off, my name is Allison Matison, and I will be talking about what is a liberal arts education. When I think of liberal arts, I kind of think of the politics kind of stuff, but it does not refer to the opposite of conservative. It refers to the free. So liberal, as in liberal arts education, means free, even though the liberal education is definitely not free. But our definition for liberal arts is, when I read it from the Association of American Colleges and Universities, liberal education is an approach to learning that empowers individuals and prepares them to deal with complexity, diversity, and change. Now, I think of this as teaching us all different aspects of life, so we're better to adapt to change. Like if I learned something on history and global migration, I can apply that to environmental sustainability, because I can look at migration patterns of people. I can look at history of stuff that's repeated and what people have done and that kind of stuff, to kind of all apply it to coincide and deal with change in today's modern society. The second part of that paragraph is, from the Association of American Colleges and Universities, is it provides students with a broad knowledge of a wider world, e.g. science, culture, society, as well as an in-depth study in a specific area of interest. Now, this reminds me of professional education, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but the in-depth study in a specific area would be, like I said before, if I studied like history, global migration, and environmental studies, I will do my in-depth study in that environmental stuff, so I can specialize and I can work with climate control and cleanups and with companies to make sure they are staying green and stuff like that. But then I still have that big, broad knowledge to be able to apply to my career, so I can better bat change and see other people's points of view. So, what I said before, professional education, that is what I kind of like to think of, not like the opposite, but the opposite in the sense of a higher education. So if we're looking at the professional education, the definition, professional education is a formalized approach to specialized training in a professional school through which participants acquire knowledge and learn to apply techniques. Now, I think of this as my cousin. His name is Lucas. He's super awesome, and he is currently in a school to become a diesel mechanic. He is one test away from his mastery training, and he's been in this school for about 6 months. Now, this would work amazing because it's an amazing opportunity, but I am not that into diesel mechanics, I'm not gonna lie. So I go more towards the liberal side of where I go for a different type of career, while he can work in a trade because that's what he's interested in, and it's a great experience for him. Ooh, my camera keeps moving. Also, I kind of think of this also as an apprenticeship. So he's training with a person, and that's kind of the professional education, or what refers to on our next slide as PE. So what are the main differences of LA versus PE? So liberal arts, LA, is first more seen as a college path, while professional education, PE, is more seen as the apprenticeship path. So going to college has always been pushed, but lately they have been finding out that professional education is kind of dying out, the trades and stuff like that, because there has been that push to college. And when I was in high school, honestly, I never really heard about professional education like the trade schools that much as I probably should have, because there's some stuff that could have been interesting, like the cleanups and the working in the companies and stuff like that. Second thing is that liberal arts education uses broader techniques, while professional education uses specialized techniques, like specialized teachings and broader teachings. Liberal arts, for example, with the history and the global migration and the environmental studies, I get a broader teaching, while Lucas, my cousin, is going to become a diesel mechanic, so he has a more specialized teaching. He's working on one thing, and he's really honing in that skill, so he's able to go through and work hard. Another thing for liberal arts versus professional education is that liberal arts is usually a longer time dedication. Meaning, liberal arts, like if you want to become a doctor, or you want to get a doctorate, or one of those higher degrees, which often earns more money, then it is a little bit more time dedication. We're looking at like 8-10 years, something like that. But while professional education, some of them to make the same amount of money, as a doctor or something like that, it is a shorter time dedication, like 6 months to get his mastering quizzes. My cousin Lucas's mastering quizzes. The fourth thing I have here is liberal arts education. We are taught to understand and challenge change. I'll repeat that. In liberal arts, we are taught to understand and challenge change. I took this from our definition because, just trying to sum it up, but that's kind of the side of liberal arts. But professional education is more taught to understand the trade. I think it's a great program, but it's very hard to have these people adapt to change because the ideas that they're taught, and they're taught a specific thing, specialized teachings, so it's hard for them to adapt to change. But one thing that liberal arts and professional education have in common are that these are both higher forms of education that help broaden the horizon for its students, which means that we really should be pushing our students into this higher level of education, be it trade school, be it apprenticeships, be it college, anything really.
Today I will be talking on the importance of a liberal education. So why is a liberal arts education important or worth it? I believe that a liberal arts education provides a student with a broad range of knowledge. In a liberal arts education, students are able to explore multiple different subjects within their learning, and their knowledge base is expanded. Liberal arts education also prepares a student for a life of learning, rather than just studying a specific major or a specific subject. Students are required and allowed to learn multiple different things, which can just only increase their learning behaviors, and they are able to learn more life skills and just keep that in their toolbox for their later life. Another reason that liberal arts education is important is because students are prone to career change. Even in college, students tend to change their majors multiple times, and even after college, once they're in their careers, people many times change their career paths, and if they have that liberal arts background, then they have multiple subjects that they can touch on when looking to change careers, rather than having one mindset for one career, knowing that's the only thing you're going to do. Then you get kind of screwed if you want to switch. So a liberal arts education is very good for undecided majors. It's very important for these people when choosing colleges. If they're not sure what they want their major to be, they can choose, for example, Grand Valley, since it's a liberal arts education and they have a broad gen ed requirement, and they're able to touch on all those before they decide their